What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be covering the Undead Crypt. So this one's going to be pretty quick. This area is actually pretty short and straightforward as long as you're not trying to get all of the items in it, and that's just what we're going to do. I'm going to show you guys how to actually get through it, what steps you need to take to do so, and should be a fun time. This guy will not put up his shield when I want him to. Here we go. Now you really only have to take out one of these guys, obviously, to get through. Or you can just keep pushing them back like this. But they're really not too bad to fight. There we go. Now I got this torch hollow running around the place. Go ahead and drop him. And obviously get a torch. Now early on when we summoned, what's his name, Sellsword Luit, or Lue, I mentioned that there is a set of shields in the game that have a special moveset, and these are actually those shields. You have to hold them together, but you basically get that moveset right there. I don't think you can backstab these guys, otherwise I probably would have there. Could be wrong about it though. Now this next room, you literally just run through it. The easiest way. You got miracles flying at you, hexes. No one wants any part of that. Now in here, you get an NPC whispering in your ear. Halt, human, do not produce light. Light and all those who bear it are unwelcome in this place. So that is coming from Grave Warden Agdane up here. So we can get the Have Mercy gesture from him. He's got some. He's got a Soul Spear actually, Soul Vortex, both really good. Warmth, really helpful pyromancy. It's the only one that actually heals you. Soul Appease, I believe this brings back things from the dead. No, inflicts heavy damage on mindless hollows, but has no effect on anything else. He's got 13 human effigies, 13 Elizabeth mushrooms, dark arrows and bolts in whatever quantity you could possibly want, and the Ring of Thorns +1. So yeah, what he said earlier though, basically do not take out a torch in this area, otherwise it'll be bad for you. I'm pretty sure it just makes all these guys hostile right here, and up ahead there's actually a situation where you definitely don't want to pull out a torch. So if we head out here, you can actually drop down to the left here. We're gonna go ahead and do that. You'll see why here in a moment. Couple of hollows to take out. Simpleton Spice, Soul of a Great Hero. Now if we run down this way and head up this ladder, there's actually going to be a ghost that attacks us halfway up, and there's not much you can do about that. Just make sure you have the stamina to deal with it. I barely did. And then in here, Crushed Eye Orb and a Fire Seed. So just want to point that out real quick. Pretty easy to miss and also pretty easy to get. So I'm sure this message says something. Torch required ahead, and then Visions of Shade. So basically you light this up, you light up really any of the torches in this area. It's gonna be bad for you. This one in particular will summon one of the Forlorn. So if you want that, go ahead. If not, up to you. So we need to get across this gap right here. And the way we're going to do that is by pulling that lever over there. So first of all though, if we go in here, you see these statues here. If you ring the bells, an enemy is going to come out, and they're going to keep coming out until you break the statues. Wait, no, never mind. The bell summons them regardless. These are the statues. An enemy will come out if you hit it. But if you break the statues, they won't ever come out again. But there are several of those statues around here. And tons of ghosts in the wall. And I'm sure I'll forget about almost every single one. So that door right there is the way forward, if I recall correctly. But back here, before we do that, is a bonfire. Gonna go ahead and, well, no, I'm not gonna rest. Just gonna respawn all the skeletons. So yeah, like I said, there's lots of items around this place that you can go ahead and grab, but it's obviously going to take you longer to get through this area, so we're just going to skip over that. And if you want to look around and grab all the items you can, then go ahead and feel free to do that. So be careful right here when you're trying to break these rocks to get through. You hit the bell, enemies are going to come out. You hit the statue, and enemies going to come out. And then there's an enemy up there casting some dark magic at you. So I'm sure some hollows are going to follow us through into here, but we also get invaded by Alicia once again. She's going to come through that hallway. She's just super annoying with that dagger. Or the bandit's knife, I should say. I hear a hollow behind me. There we go. And there you are. Got a human effigy there. So yeah, earlier on when I mentioned that you can kill Alicia, like, I really recommend doing it just to save you the headache of being invaded all those times. Now back here, again, something that's pretty easy to miss, but also pretty easy to get. I believe there's another ghost back here. Maybe he just pops out when I open it, maybe he doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. You get the Avalon with some heavy bolts. Now again, illusory wall right there, super easy to get. Now I mentioned earlier on, we fought an NPC that had a dual Avalon build. This thing's really cool. It actually just shoots 3 bolts at a time and automatically reloads. So yeah, fun, really fun build, running 2 of those, dual wielding them. However, you will need someone to give it to you because you can't respawn those metal chests with bonfire ascetics, so you can't get another one that easily. Now there's a whole bunch of ghosts in the wall in this hallway, and at the end 2 of these shield guys. If you just kind of sit here, maybe attack them, and just kind of try to squeeze your way through, they should eventually move, at least one of them. And you roll, and you don't even get hit. Look at that. Just kidding, I totally got hit. And they're just going to get stuck on each other, so they can't come in here. Kill these guys if you want a chance at their shields dropping, obviously. But if not, we can move on. So down here, I'm just going to say this again, there's going to be a whole bunch of those statues that will summon enemies. There's going to be bells, there's going to be hollows ringing those bells, and the hollows are going to spawn like pretty much indefinitely. So there are lots of things down here. There's illusory walls, so if you don't want to miss anything, just you know, mash A on the wall down here, all that good stuff. But to progress, we're looking for the way out that has a rail behind it. So it's going to be this one over here. There are like 4 hallways, and most of them lead to dead ends, but the one with the rail in the middle is the way out. So, we can do, pull that, bridge drops down. Now down here, there is another torch, and I believe that one will actually light up this entire area, but I think it also summons a Forlorn. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, if you want to see what that looks like, go ahead and light that torch. Again, I'm just going to kind of skip over that as it's not too important. Magic Stone, Dark Knight Stone, so you can get a Magic Infusion or a Dark Infusion on your weapon. Now, every single one of these like shrines, for the most part, is going to have an enemy pop out of it, just like if they were one of those statues. And the way to prevent that is by not moving forward right away, but by killing this hollow. Because if you don't, he's going to ring that bell, which will summon them. Be careful when you kill him, though, because you can actually ring the bell yourself. Now, they also added another hollow who will try to go in and ring it after him. So don't just kill him and forget about it. This guy, I'm pretty sure, is already spawned in, like hiding over here or something. But, yeah. Oh, and there's another one. And that was an invisible guy, I think. Maybe he was hiding there. I don't know. Fine work, butthole. So yeah, we got 3 of them to deal with. It should be all of them. I really only thought there were 2. That's kind of funny. So at the end of the way here, got a couple of Cyan Knights, and a Dragon Rider. So I think you can aggro the Cyan Knights without the Dragon Rider. If I'm wrong, this is going to hurt really bad. Nope, we're good. And the only way to get one at a time is if you cheese them with a bow. And that might even still bring 2 of them. So that's like one of the coolest looking attacks in the game, and I really wish that they actually dropped their sword and you could get that. But unfortunately they don't. The sword actually has the model of the Black Knight Greatsword. Not the big one from Dark Souls 1, but like tiny, just regular Greatsword class one that's in Dark Souls 2. Actually, I think I have one to show you. Yeah, you see this? This is actually the sword they're holding, but it's a smaller version. There was something in the game files for a Cyan Knight sword originally, but apparently they took it out. Now, we've got the Dragon Rider to deal with. As with all the other Dragon Riders, absolutely nothing special about him. And as you can see there, right behind me, to my left now, circle around so you can see it, that summon sign, that is going to be Grave Warden Agdane. So you can summon him right now to help with this fight right here, or just save him for the boss. He'll stick around for both, but if you don't want him to lose any health with the Dragon Rider and be fully just good to go for the boss, then obviously don't take him. But I just realized I can heal him, so that's not a problem. And he's using the Crypt Greatsword. A really cool greatsword. If I was running the same build I am right now, but for hexes, like a strength hex build, that's probably the sword I would use. The way you get that, if I recall correctly, is you need to be in New Game Plus, and I think you just trade in the Soul of the Rotten, actually. I think that's what it is. Yeah. And then there's another thing you can do that I was just thinking of that was how you get the sword, but it's not. It's how you get his armor. I think if you just talk to him after this boss fight, he'll give you his armor. So, talk to him, of course, in this normal vendor location that we found him at earlier. And just opening this last chest real quick. Again, this is one of those things, just easy to miss, man, and it doesn't have to be difficult. They're just well hidden by the shadows. You can't see any of the chests from here. So, the hitting all those stones really kind of messed up our durability. I'm just going to use a repair powder real quick just to be safe. And I'll wait to buff until we're in there. So this is Velstadt, the Royal Aegis, basically just guarding the king. Oh yeah, that's a really cool attack that Agdane has. Did not get that roll off in time. So, I mean, he's pretty tanky, and he also hits pretty hard. Obviously, he's got a really big hammer. Now we're gonna go ahead and buff with some Sunlight Blade. So this, I believe, is the one that buffs him. Yeah, so now he's buffed with Darkness. And there's another one, he'll do a similar animation, and it'll actually make him like shoot out a whole bunch of dark orbs, kind of like Agdane just did. And be careful of these slashes, by the way, because they can hit behind him, as you saw. Oh man, Agdane just stood there and took that. Oh my goodness. What? I think he's just glitched out right now. So yeah, like all of his attacks can hit behind him as well, and they also take a lot of stamina to block. Oh, it just has ever so slightly more range than I think it does. So, there you go. Royal Aegis Velstadt. Or Velstadt, the Royal Aegis. So basically he's just guarding the King Vendrick, who you see right here, completely hollow, has no idea what's going on. Over here, all of his clothes he took off for some reason, and the King's Ring right there. So he, as you can see, can be attacked, but as with any NPC, you have to attack them a certain number of times, do a certain amount of damage rather, before they actually turn hostile. And right now he has, I believe, 32 times as much health as he would. He's got like this defense multiplier, and the way that you take that down is with Souls of a Giant, which I believe I have one of right now. Right here, Soul of a Giant, soul possessed by a giant. Soul of a Giant who came to conquer Drangleic. Will the giant's resentment for the king be pacified in death or only emboldened? Can be used to acquire souls only ... So yeah, you can get up to 5 of these, I believe. So each one will cut the defense multiplier in half. So I think it maxed out 32. I have one, so he's at 16 times more defense, and then another one would be 8, another one would be 4, another one would be 2, and maybe you can get 6 actually, just get him to 1. So the reason why I can just hit him full on with a great sword and him not even be phased is because he has around 16 times more defense than he normally would. So yeah, now when you kill him, he drops 95,000 souls, which is obviously a lot. Other than that, there's really no like real reason to kill him. So the Emerald Herald obviously meeting you here, and yeah, so basically, if you remember, throughout various points in this playthrough, we've seen these large black gates with gold engravings on them. Those are called King's Gates, and what you're going to want to do is walk up to those with the King's Ring. Pretty much everyone that we've seen throughout this playthrough has something significant behind it. I lost connection for some reason. Cool. And that's what we're going to be doing in the next episode, is visiting those. So thank you for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it to be somewhat helpful. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching and have a good one.